Today's video is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. So a couple of months ago I put out a video about the original Mighty Morphin Megazord. We covered its creation, the Zords it's made up from, and its ultimate fate. In that video I asked you guys to let me know if you'd like to see more similar videos on other Zords. The response was a very clear yes, so here we go. Next up we have the Zeo Zords. Let's get into it. So the Zeo Zords are the first set of Zords used by the Zeo Rangers. These Zords were actually worked on by Alpha 5 and Billy Cranston, who at this point had left his Ranger duties and was working with the team in other ways. The Zords were based on not just creatures but also structures from ancient Earth mythology. It was rumoured that the Zords were actually put together using pieces of older Zords, likely the remaining pieces of the Dino Megazord and the Thunder Megazord. Though maybe even using pieces of the White Tiger Zord, the Dragon Zord, Tor, and Titanus. These are the main Zords that still remained and were probably just stationed somewhere in or under the power chamber. We will start by talking about the individual Zeo Zords before we move on to the Megazord. But before we get there, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid's got a ton of champions, over 600 now. All of those champions come from unique factions, and my favourite faction is the High Elves. Their backstory is awesome. Their homeland, Aravia, has been around for thousands of years. But things got twisted when Siroth, the Lord of Darkness, convinced a bunch of elves to go evil and attack the kingdom. The civil war nearly ended the elves, but Aravia survived, rebuilt, and now it's stronger than ever. Awesome. Out of all the elves that were available to choose, my favourite is definitely Jiggle Hunter. He's amazing. And this month, Raid's got a non-stop schedule of special events and activities, including Forge Pass Season 3, with some amazing rewards on offer, including a limited edition artifact set. And if that's not enough, Raid's bringing out some new champions, along with some awesome looking champion skins for the incredible Madame Ceres. But wait, here's the big news. Raid has just released a superpowered legendary version of everybody's favourite champion, Death Knight. And the best part is, everyone can get him for free just by logging in. All you need to do is log in and play Raid for 7 days between now and the 27th of October, and you'll add the Ultimate Death Knight to your collection. There's seriously never been a better time to get started, and there's more. You can use the code DKRISES for a bunch of free items and instantly level your new strongest champion all the way to level 50. 5-star ascent. And if you click the link in the description or scan my QR code here on screen, you'll get unique bonuses worth $30. We're talking 1 free epic champion, Tayral, 200k in silver, 1 NG refill, and 1 XP boost, and an ancient shard, so you can summon awesome champions as soon as you get in game. All this treasure will be waiting for you here. The rewards will be available only for the next 30 days and only for new players. Thanks again to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. So Zeo Zord 1 was piloted by the Pink Ranger Catherine Hillard. This was apparently based on the Moai, which were carvings in eastern Polynesia. It had a powerful cannon on top and 5 missile launchers on each side. It was usually pulled into battle by Zeo Zord 3. It formed the right lower leg of the Zeo Megazord, and the top mounted cannon could form the Zeo 1 battle helmet. We then have Zeo Zord 2, which was piloted by Tanya, the yellow Zeo Ranger. This one was based upon Dogu, which is a type of Japanese figurine. It had 2 mounted blasters and a pair of swiveling cannons, 1 on each side. It was usually pulled into the battle by Zeo Zord 4. It formed the left lower leg of the Megazord, and the top mounted blaster apparatus formed the Zeo 2 battle helmet. Then Zeo Zord 3 was piloted by Rocky, the Zeo Blue Ranger, and was based on the Sphinx. This Zord had 2 lasers on its head and also used its teeth as weapons. It formed the arms and upper torso of the Zeo Megazord, and its mane could form the Zeo 3 battle helmet. Zeo Zord 4, then piloted by Adam, was based on Taurus the Bull. It launched lightning bolts from the tips of its horns and could crush opponents with its hooves. It formed the hips and the upper legs of the Megazord, and its head formed the Zeo 4 battle helmet. Finally then, the Zeo Zord 5 was piloted by Tommy Oliver, the Red Zeo Ranger and team leader. It was based on the Phoenix. It could fly, fire lasers, and it could carry the Defender wheel vehicle aboard, launching it as needed. This formed the head and back of the Megazord, and the lower tail feathers formed the Zeo 5 battle helmet, which was the Zeo Megazord's default helmet. If you ask me, this Zord is significantly better than the others. I guess it's just the perks of being the leader. So when these Zords combine, they of course make up the Zeo Megazord, usually in warrior mode with the Zeo 5 battle helmet. The Zeo Megazord can don helmets from the other 4 Zeo Zords as well. It was armed with the Zeo Megazord saber, which could charge up for an energy slash. This Megazord presumably still remains in storage in the Zeo Zord holding bay at the power chamber. Now let's move on to the Super Zeo Zords. So before Trey of Triforia left Earth, he gave the Rangers a gift which he had protected for a millennium. The gift was the Super Zeo Gems. These gems allowed access to the Super Zeo Zords. This is getting quite the mouthful. Each Zord resembled humanoid robots. They could fly, they can go underwater, they can travel even into space. They could fire energy blasts from the emblem on their torsos. Each Zord had access to a giant version of the weapon that their respective ranger used. The Super Zeo Zords are now dormant in the Zeo Zord hangar. Now, it's likely that the Super Zeo Zords were supposed to be the original Zords of the Zeo powers, as they had existed for over 1,000 years before being introduced, yet Billy designed the original Zeo Zords himself due to Zordon's belief that the Super Zeo Zords were lost forever. True to their name, they are stronger than the normal Zords, each showing itself able to destroy one of the Machine Empire's upgraded monsters single-handedly. Each Super Zeo Zord is the size and strength of a regular Megazord. Now, the Super Zords can also combine to form the Super Zeo Megazord. It's armed with twin sabers which could be combined into a gigantic energy blade as tall as a skyscraper, which the Megazord then dropped down on its opponent, a finisher that was strong enough to defeat even the mighty King Mondo. Super Zeo Zord 1 formed the feet, number 2 formed the arms, head and shoulders, number 3 formed the waist and upper legs, and number 4 formed the lower legs, while number 5 formed the chest. The Super Zeo Megazord stood roughly twice as tall as a Megazord-sized monster, and when involved with combat, would generally vastly overpower its enemies before finishing them off. It's worth pointing out that the Super Zeo Megazord isn't just formed of the 5 Super Zeo Zords, but also of a recycled component from an unspecified old Megazord. Any guesses as to what that could be? Let me know in the comments. Again, it's a shame that these Zords sort of just went to waste. They were never destroyed, so both the Zeo Zords and the Super Zeo Zords must just be kept in storage somewhere. And considering that the Zeo powers were widely considered to be the greatest and most powerful powers ever, we could assume that the Zords are up there as well. So having them rot away in storage feels like such a waste. Do you think we'll ever get to see past Zords brought back in future seasons? I know it's something that the show creators don't like to do too often. Obviously they have the odd returning Ranger, but it's very rare we get to see any Zords return. Maybe it's something they could do in future to mix things up a bit and bring a fresh idea to the table. We've had Forever Red, now let's have Forever Zords. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the details on the Zeo Zords. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Do you want me to continue on with the Zord series? Be sure to let me know in the comments if you enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're a Power Rangers fan and you're enjoying the content on this channel, please consider subscribing. We are so close to 100k subs, and that would be one hell of an achievement for a Power Rangers lore channel. Let's see if we can do it. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. May the power protect you, and I will see you next time on the 6th Ranger.